My wife said I need Thursday nights for myself, no questions asked. I said, take Fridays too. She was thrilled until she learned I'd hired a private investigator. The photos he took on Thursday became Exhibit A. Original post: I, 48 male, been married to Denise, 44, for 16 years. 2 kids, nice house in the suburbs, the whole American dream package, or so I thought. About 3 months ago, Denise sat me down with this serious expression, said she'd been feeling suffocated and needed some breathing room. Her solution? Thursday nights would be hers. No questions, no check-ins, no where are you going or when will you be back. I just need one night a week to be myself, Frank. Not a mom, not a wife, just Denise. Look, I get it, marriage can be routine. Kids are exhausting, we both work full-time. So I said, sure, take your Thursday nights. Hell, I even offered Friday nights too, trying to be the supportive husband. She lit up like Christmas morning. Really? You'd be okay with that? Of course. Everyone needs their space. She kissed me, called me amazing. First red flag I missed. She was way too happy about getting 2 nights away from her family. For the first few weeks, everything seemed fine. She'd leave around 6 p.m. on Thursdays, come back around midnight smelling like wine and perfume. Said she was doing yoga classes, book clubs, catching up with old friends. Cool. I handled dinner, homework, bedtime with the kids, no biggie. But then little things started adding up. New lingerie appearing in the laundry that I'd never seen her wear. Charges on our credit card for restaurants I'd never heard of, fancy places, always for 2 people. When I asked, she'd say she was treating her friend Monica or her sister. The no questions asked rule started feeling less like healthy boundaries and more like a wall. The kicker was when my buddy Derek saw her at a wine bar downtown on a Thursday. She was with some guy in a suit. Derek said they looked cozy. When I casually mentioned I might join her for drinks one Thursday, she flipped. That defeats the whole purpose, Frank. I asked for one thing, one night of freedom, and you can't even give me that? So I backed off, apologized, but I also made a call. Update 1, the PI's name was Roger, ex-cop, ran a small investigation firm, charged $150 an hour plus expenses, worth every penny. First Thursday, he followed her. Denise went to a Marriott downtown, stayed 3 hours, came out with her hair different than when she went in. Roger got photos of her entering with a tall guy, early 40s, salt and pepper beard. They were holding hands. Second Thursday, same hotel, same guy. This time Roger got a clear shot of them kissing in the parking garage. Full makeout session against his BMW. Classy. By the third Thursday, Roger had identified him. Nathan Kowalski, 43, investment banker, divorced, lives in a penthouse downtown. Also discovered something interesting. Nathan's ex-wife divorced him 2 years ago for, wait for it, having an affair with a married coworker. Roger compiled everything into a neat folder. Photos, timestamps, hotel records showing a room charged to Nathan's credit card every Thursday for the past 2 months. Even got some footage of them having dinner at a restaurant, feeding each other dessert like teenagers. I sat on this information for another week, wanted to make sure I had everything lined up. Consulted a divorce attorney. My state isn't no fault. An adultery can affect asset division and custody. Made copies of all our financial records. Opened my own bank account. All while maintaining the perfect supportive husband act at home. Denise, meanwhile, was living her best life. Thursday and Friday nights of freedom. She'd gotten cocky, barely bothering with excuses anymore. Started criticizing me more. I'd gained weight, I was boring, I never wanted to try new things. Classic cheater projection. Last Thursday was showtime. Update 2, Thursday evening. Denise was getting ready, humming to herself. Put on the new lingerie I'd seen in the laundry. Black lace. The irony wasn't lost on me. Have fun at book club, I said, kissing her cheek. Thanks, babe. Don't wait up. As soon as her car left the driveway, I called my brother Tom to watch the kids. Told him I had an emergency. Then I drove to the Marriott. Roger had texted me the room number, 5112. I waited in the lobby for about an hour, just to make sure they were settled in. Then I went up. But I didn't go alone. I'd arranged for Tom's wife Jessica to come with me. She's a paralegal. I wanted a witness. Knocked on the door, heard scrambling inside. Room service already came, Nathan's voice. Actually, it's Frank, Denise's husband. We need to talk. Dead silence. Then whispers. Then Denise's voice, high and panicked. Frank? What are you doing here? Open the door, Denise. Or I can ask the front desk to open it, since I have photos of you two entering. The door opened a crack. Denise stood there in a hotel robe, makeup smeared, looking like a deer in headlights. How did you? Thursday nights, no questions asked, right? I held up the folder. Well, I didn't ask. I hired someone to find out instead. Nathan appeared behind her, shirtless, trying to look tough. Hey man, this is between you and your wife. Actually, Nathan, it's not. See, I know about your history. Your ex-wife, Melissa? She's been very helpful. Seems you have a pattern. She's willing to testify about your tendency to pursue married women. His face went white. Denise spun around to look at him. Your ex-wife? Oh, he didn't mention the divorce? Or why she took him for half his assets? Adultery's expensive, Nathan. Jessica stepped into view, phone recording. Hi, Denise. Just want to make sure we document this properly for the divorce proceedings. Denise started crying. Not sad tears, angry tears. You had me followed? You violated my privacy. I asked for space and I gave you space, 2 nights a week of space. You used it to violate our marriage. Big difference. She tried slamming the door. I stopped it with my foot. Your things will be in boxes in the garage. You can pick them up Saturday. Don't try coming to the house before then. I've changed the locks. You can't do that. It's my house too. Actually, it's in my name. Inherited from my dad, remember? You're not on the deed. I've been advised you have no legal right to enter without my permission. Nathan finally spoke up. Look, let's all calm down. Nathan, my lawyer will be contacting you. You might want to prepare for an alienation of affection suit. This state still recognizes those. Left them there, Denise screaming about her rights, Nathan probably calculating how much this was going to cost him. Update 3, Friday morning, Denise blew up my phone. 73 missed calls, 200 plus texts ranging from please let me explain to you're a controlling psychopath to I'll take you for everything. Her sister Helen called me. Frank, what did you do? Denise is hysterical. I gave her the space she wanted. She used it to sleep with Nathan Kowalski. I have photos. She said you're being abusive, locking her out. Helen, she cheated. For months, in hotels, I have receipts. Long pause. Oh, Helen actually apologized and hung up. Rare moment of sense from Denise's family. But then Denise went nuclear. Posted on social media that I was an abusive controller who hired people to stalk her, and that she was escaping a toxic marriage. Didn't mention the affair, naturally. My response? Posted one photo. Just one. Her and Nathan kissing in the parking garage. Captioned, Thursday nights, no questions asked. Her post disappeared within an hour. Her friends started calling me, apologizing, saying they had no idea. Saturday came. Denise showed up with Helen and their mom, Barbara. Barbara immediately started in on me. How dare you humiliate my daughter like this? Barbara, your daughter humiliated herself. I just documented it. She needed space. You drove her to this. I gave her 2 nights a week of freedom. She chose to spend them with Nathan. Denise tried pushing past me into the house. I need to talk to the kids. Absolutely not. They're at Tom's house right now. You can arrange supervised visitation through your lawyer. Supervised? They're my children, who you abandoned 2 nights a week to sleep with your boyfriend. Judge might find that interesting. Barbara threatened to call the cops. I showed her the paperwork from my lawyer. Denise had no legal right to enter the property. The cops, if called, would side with me. They loaded up Denise's stuff while cursing me out. Denise tried taking some of my dad's tools from the garage, claiming they were marital property. Jessica, still recording, caught that on video. Those were my father's, I said calmly. Put them back? Make me? Denise, you're on camera attempting to steal property that predates our marriage. Put them back. She threw them on the ground. Mature. As they were leaving, Nathan pulled up in his BMW. The fool actually came to help her move. Barbara lost it. This is who you're leaving your family for? Even Barbara could see what a downgrade this was. Update 4, Monday morning, I got served with divorce papers. Denise was demanding half of everything, the house, primary custody, plus alimony. Her lawyer had clearly filled her head with dreams. My lawyer laughed when he saw it. She's living in Fantasyland. Adultery, abandonment of family duties, documented evidence. She'll be lucky to get standard visitation and no alimony. But Denise wasn't done with the theatrics. She started showing up at the kids' school, trying to pick them up without permission. The school had to call me twice. I had to file for an emergency custody order. Then came the real desperation play. Denise claimed I'd been hiding money, said I had secret accounts, and was committing financial abuse. Her evidence? The new bank account I'd opened 2 weeks ago with $2,000 in it for lawyer fees. My lawyer subpoenaed her financial records in response. Turns out she'd been siphoning money from our joint account for months. Small amounts, $100 here, $200 there, transferred to an account I didn't know about. She'd saved almost $8,000. For what? Starting her new life, according to a text to Nathan. Nathan, meanwhile, was trying to distance himself. His lawyer contacted mine, offering a settlement for the alienation of affection suit if I'd drop it. $15,000. I countered with $25,000. We settled at $20,000. When Denise found out Nathan paid me instead of fighting for their love, she went ballistic. Showed up at his office, caused a scene, security had to escort her out. He blocked her number that same day. Her Thursday night Romeo ghosted her the second things got expensive. Update 5. The divorce proceedings were something. Denise showed up to court in a white dress. Who wears white to their divorce hearing? The judge noticed. Not a good start for her. Her lawyer tried, arguing that the Thursday night arrangement was an agreed-upon open marriage situation and that I'd entrapped her by hiring a PI. My lawyer presented the original conversation where she asked for me time, not affair time. Text messages where she called Nathan baby and said, Frank has no idea. Hotel receipts, the PI's complete report, Nathan's settlement check, proof he acknowledged wrongdoing, evidence of her financial deception, records showing she'd spent those Thursday and Friday nights away from the kids for 3 months. The judge wasn't impressed with Denise's open marriage defense. Ma'am, did you ever explicitly discuss having relations with other people with your husband? Well, no, but he said no questions asked. That's not consent to adultery, ma'am. Asset division. House stayed with me, inherited property. She got her car, her 401k, and half the joint savings, minus the $8,000 she'd already taken. No alimony. Custody. I got primary. She got every other weekend and Wednesday dinners. Judge cited the abandonment of parental duties for personal pursuits. Denise cried. Barbara called me heartless. Helen, who'd apparently switched sides after seeing the evidence, told them both to shut up. Update 6. Been about 6 months since the Thursday night discovery. Here's where everyone ended up. Nathan moved to another state. His firm encouraged him to transfer after the office scene with Denise. Last I heard, he's engaged to someone age-appropriate and presumably single. Denise is living in a 2-bedroom apartment, working full-time now instead of the part-time job she had during our marriage. She's dating some guy she met on an app. He's 35, lives with roommates, and drives for Uber. Quite the downgrade from Nathan's BMW and penthouse. She still texts me occasionally, usually after wine. Alternates between begging for another chance and calling me the worst person alive. I don't respond. The kids, 14M and 11F, figured out what happened despite our efforts to shield them. They're in therapy, doing okay. My daughter asked me last week, Dad, why did Mom choose Thursday nights over us? I didn't have a good answer. Barbara still maintains I drove Denise to cheat by being boring. She's banned from my house after she tried to tell the kids that Daddy was mean to Mommy. Helen actually apologized properly, said she always suspected something was off about the Thursday night thing, but didn't want to get involved. She still sees the kids regularly, respects the boundaries. As for me, I'm doing all right. Not great, not terrible. Dating isn't on my radar yet. Trust issues are real. But the house is peaceful. Kids are adjusting. I joined a bowling league that meets on, you guessed it, Thursday nights. Found out from a mutual friend that Denise tells people I financially abused her by selling her house. The house I inherited before we met. The delusion is strong. She also apparently expected Nathan to wait for her, to fight for their connection. Instead, he immediately moved on to someone who wouldn't cost him 20 grand and a job relocation. Final update, plot twist I didn't see coming. Last week, Denise's new boyfriend reached out to me. Wanted to meet for coffee. Against my better judgment, I went. Turns out Denise had been spinning quite the story. According to her version, I was abusive, controlling, and had fabricated the whole affair thing. She was the victim who'd barely escaped with her life. This poor guy, Marcus, yeah, not the brightest bulb, actually believed her until he noticed some inconsistencies, like how she'd panic when he suggested Thursday night dates, or how she'd cry when she saw BMWs, or the fact that she'd accidentally left logged into her email on his laptop where he saw the lawyer correspondence mentioning adultery. He wanted to know the real story. I showed him the photos, kept copies, obviously. His face was priceless. She said, "You photoshopped these?" Dude, I can barely use Instagram filters. He broke up with her that night. She called me screaming, saying I'd sabotaged her chance at happiness. Denise, I didn't contact him. He contacted me. You probably planned this. How would I plan your boyfriend finding your emails? I don't know, but this is your fault somehow. The mental gymnastics were Olympic level. Here's the thing about Thursday nights. They were never about space or freedom or finding herself. They were about having her cake and eating it too. She wanted the security of marriage, the house, the family, and the excitement of an affair. When forced to choose, she chose poorly and lost everything. The kids are doing better. My son joined the robotics club, my daughter's killing it in soccer. They see their mom every other weekend, though she often cancels for emergencies, usually related to her revolving door of boyfriends. Someone asked if I regret hiring the PI, if I should have just confronted her directly when Derek saw her at that wine bar. Nah, the evidence protected me in court. Without it, she'd have taken me for half of everything based on her lies. The Thursday night rule, it's become a running joke among my friends. Hey Frank, need a Thursday night to yourself? Sure, just let me call Roger first. Denise still hasn't figured out that choices have consequences. She wanted Thursday nights with no questions asked. She got exactly that, plus Friday nights, Saturday nights, and every other night in her apartment, alone. Me, I'm teaching my kids that when someone shows you who they are, believe them. When they ask for space, pay attention to what they do with it. And when they blame you for the consequences of their own actions, remember that's their character flaw, not your failure. Thursday nights are poker night with the guys now. No questions asked, no problem. No wife either. But honestly, that's starting to feel like freedom too.